everyone, and a very happy Friday to you from the wrkflow team. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to watch this video and to learn more about what we have got planned for International Women's Day this year. So I'm delighted to introduce you to the wrkflow team, but before we jump into their introductions and maybe a couple of questions around the women that inspire them, we just wanted to let you know that over the course of next week, we're going to be releasing a series of content to help keep you inspired within the context of International Women's Day 2021. And the theme this year, according to the United Nations, is leadership. So we'll be talking with 5 amazing women leaders about their experience over the last year. It's been a pretty tough year. And also exploring some of their hints and tips for other women as to how they can get into those leadership roles or how they can continue to progress their career. So super excited to share that content with you, and I'll touch on that again at the end of the video just so you know what to expect. But we will get into a little bit of an introduction, and Jalyn, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your role at wrkflow?
Hi everyone, so I am the senior EX consultant here at wrkflow, and for me, I think I have been in all the various aspects of HR in the last 10 years now. So I think being in different roles in HR really bring about a lot of different perspectives, especially in the sense of employee engagement and how all other aspects of HR actually influence a new hire's engagement and experience, and everyone else in the employee life cycle as well. So that's me.
Fantastic, great to have you on board. And Rahmani, what about you?
Hi everyone, so I'm the marketing lead at wrkflow. So I mostly handle our social media, our blogs. So yeah, I'll be editing these videos too.
And doing a fantastic job, I'm sure. And Rahmani, you're studying at the moment, right?
Yeah, so I'm studying at NUS. I'm in my 3rd year right now, so.
Fantastic. Well, I'm loving our team, and we're doing some great work for some clients on their EX transformation. So that's super exciting. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of questions about International Women's Day. As I said, this year's theme is leadership. So I wanted to ask you both so that you can share with our audience who inspires you. So Rahmani, I'll start with you this time. Tell us who you are inspired by, whether that be a female leader or a male leader. Let us know.
Well, personally for me, it's a female. So I chose Greta Thunberg actually, because I feel like I'm always inspired by so many different women, amazing women out there. But specifically why Greta Thunberg, I feel like she's just so brave, being an advocate for climate change at such a young age. She has the confidence, the bravery, to stand up against all these adults like Donald Trump who try and bully her. But but she just puts these people in their place because she's just speaking facts, and her vision, her mission, is just so in tune with our future, especially me being Gen Z, and especially her, she's younger than me. So props to her. She constantly inspires me, and I know she inspires a lot of different people around my age or even older, to constantly raise awareness for climate change. So
yeah, awesome. That is not one that I was expecting, to be honest with you, but I love that. Something a bit different, and yeah, all power to you and to Greta, I say. Jalyn, what about you?
I think for me, on the contrary, I think it's hard for me to just pinpoint a person or just say who inspired me the most, because I think over the years I've seen so many strong women at different life stages and status who really had to juggle between family care amidst their busy work schedules, and at certain time even the sacrifices they have to make to achieve somewhat of a balance from there. So I think all this was not an easy feat and something to be extremely proud of. And I think so what really inspires me is the drive from them to work harder every day.
Yeah, awesome. That's really nice, and actually that ties in very nicely with some of the questions that we've asked women over the course of next week. We've kind of asked them to reflect on what are some of the challenges that they faced around kind of getting that balance. And yeah, I think you touched on a really, really great point. So moving on even to more of the kind of characteristics of leaders that you admire. Jalyn, I'll start with you. What do you admire in a leader? What are those characteristics or those traits that really speak to you?
I think for me to be an inspiring leader, it has to be someone who walk the talk, someone who really seek to understand and really assess situation from different perspectives, be it yourself, your counterparts' perspective, and really have their ears on the ground, and always listen to things bottom up as well.
Yeah, awesome. Rahmani, what about you?
I think for me it would be, having a leader who's like highly like empathetic, or like just shows that they have some empathy within them, because I feel like some leaders, like, they might not really show that side, but like personally, like being someone who's like constantly surrounded by like leaders and everything, when I talk to people who just want to talk to their their juniors on a more human to human level, it's just like quite inspiring to see, and like it also motivates you to also become like a leader who's in that way.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. And that's something I have heard across a few of the interviews that people will be able to watch next week. So yeah, fantastic. Okay, next question and last one. Don't worry, I can see you're all getting totally bored of me asking questions. What advice would you give to young women looking for their first role? So fresh out of university, or looking for their first corporate position potentially, what advice would you give? So Rahmani, you first this time.
I would personally say, I feel like I'm in sort of like the same spot, and like I'm finding it a bit, challenging myself to, like, where do I start? Where do I begin? But I think, like the first thing is to just be brave, and like, coming into the workplace, you might have people who might underestimate you, but you just have to be brave enough to like go through those hurdles and like just prove them wrong at the end of the day. Like, actions speak louder than words, and you just have to have the confidence, to just prove that you're smart and you're worth it.
Yeah, fantastic. You're very good at that. Incredibly brave. So that is definitely not a challenge for you. Jalyn, what about you?
I think my advice, even if I would give to my younger self, would be to get started. Even though your first job might not be your dream job, I think it's really about building the soft skills through these exposures and the network as well. And it's only after you got started, then you can really have the experience to build a pathway for yourself. So my advice really is to get started, even if it's really not your dream job.
Awesome, fantastic. So quite similar, be brave, just get out there, get started. I love that. Fantastic. Thank you both so much. So I hope that has been a useful insight and introduction for you all to the amazing team here. And I am constantly inspired by both Rahmani, Jalyn, and all of the women that we work with as our clients. So I'm really excited to celebrate International Women's Day this year. And I'm really excited, as I've already said, to share this content with you. It's of course a little bit off-piece. It's not necessarily EX focused, but hopefully it's inspiring for you and the women in your network as well. So feel free to share, comment on each of the videos, tag someone that you think would value the conversation or some of the insights and hints and tips that we share. So yeah, really hope you enjoy that content. Feel free to reach out to us as well, and a very happy International Women's Day to you. Thanks everyone.
Thanks.